Today we're going to be getting the Platinum Trophy for Control. This game has 47 trophies including the Platinum. Luckily there's no missable trophies, but unluckily this game will either enlighten you or break your brain.
This is gonna be weirder than usual.
We start off heading to another waste of taxpayer dollars, the Federal Bureau of Control. Once here we notice it's empty, but Jesse meets Artie, a janitor that definitely isn't in any other games. He directs us towards the director's office, who has directed a bullet into his skull.
Shit.
Can't wait for their insurance to wriggle their way out of this one. She picks up a gun because I guess she wants to incriminate herself, and we meet the board that is a pyramids. I can't work out if this game requires you to be on more or less drugs. They explain some objects are altered and will probably try to kill you, and after climbing through this obstacle course we pick up the gun, which allows us to use the gun in the real world and pops the trophy for doing so. We start off on our high school simulator and shoot everyone infected with this red mist called the Hiss, and we meet Pope, who tells us that we're now the director. I mean, don't argue with a schizo woman who has been wielding a gun. She sets us off on our main objective, cleansing the FBC in the best way an American knows how. Guns. We head off to find a phone that the board can contact us with, as it's an object of power. An oop, if you will, but not before the trophy pop to finishing mission 1. While on our way to find the telephone, we find a demented floppy disk showing us that all government agencies use only the most cutting-edge tech. After reaching it again in the astral plane, we unlock telekinesis, making Jesse's brain even more threatening and popping a trophy. Once we find the telephone, we notice it's surrounded by a deeper hole than your mum has. Pull the cord a few times and get teleported to a motel. Seriously, this game still makes zero sense to me. We find ourselves at this motel more often than it makes sense, but each time we solve a small puzzle by pressing a bell and doing something in the 3 rooms to the left of the counter. After which we get a key to another room, which lets us out. This takes us to the astral plane again, which after running through and finishing, we actually pick up the trophy for getting 40 collectibles. After returning to Pope, we get a trophy for finishing mission 2, which also unlocks a skill tree, which by using, we also pop another trophy. We head down to the maintenance area to meet with Artie, who needs us to complete the maintenance work. While cleansing all the stuff for Artie, we cleanse our 5th control point for a trophy. We throw our toys out the pram in the literal sense and pick up the unstable matter trophy for killing 50 enemies by throwing stuff at them. The break room breaks beneath us and we pick up the evade ability for another trophy. Next up, I somehow both fail and complete an obstacle course at the same time, giving us access to another oop, which gives us the shield ability, which gives us, you guessed it, another trophy. We shove our gun in a hole and finish up the maintenance and grab a trophy for finishing mission 3. Finishing that mission gives us access to the Bureau alerts, time restricted enemies in a certain area that once beaten gives you a trophy. We grab our 80th collectible and grab a trophy for that, so glad there wasn't one for all the collectibles. Our next mission has us find Marshall and fix our HRA machines in Darling's lab. I definitely didn't have the recording pause for both trophies for cleansing 10 control points and upgrading our weapon for the first time. Absolute professional, I swear. We solve a simple puzzle and switch the machine back on, popping the trophy for finishing the mission. We need to go mining for some black rock prisms to make more HRAs with our newly fixed machine. Side note, I really like the massive titles that pop up whenever you enter a new area, really an evolution of the yellow paint. We show this wall who's boss by giving it a healthy helping of explosives, thankfully without destroying the prism. This might be the most realistic thing that has happened so far. We make it back and give the prism to Marshall, who drops on us that our brother Dylan is still alive. He seems to be a little more sane than Jesse, but they've locked him in a maximum security cell, presumably to protect him from Jesse. He seems pretty safe there, so first for some side content, mainly so my brain gets the dopamine of the trophy noise. I pick up the ability to control enemies and pop a trophy for doing so, pick up the 120th collectible, and the 5th side mission, take over 10 enemies with the seize ability, and collect over 100k source, all while working towards where they're keeping Dylan. We finally make it to the Panopticon, a massive multi-level prison for items and apparently Dylan. The supervisor tells us that the Hiss have caused a security breach, meaning a few dangerous items have escaped. We find the head in security has been taken over by the Hiss, so not very good at his job then. After shooting him and throwing bricks at his head, he goes down. We head forward to cleanse the TV, which gives us a levitate ability and pops a trophy. Using this we can get to Dylan's cell, and he must have been excited to come and see us because he's gone. Strangely though, he broke out to surrender himself. Might be a terrible criminal. We pop a trophy for unlocking the 3rd personal mod slot. While taking on the former, I managed to throw one of his things back at him, which apparently counts as a grenade for a trophy, and we take him out for a second. Dylan is attempting to become the next David Copperfield and is nattering on in Parseltongue. I take back what I said, Jesse may actually be the more sane one, but the jury's still out on that. Our next mission is to find the altered slide projector that caused the incident in Jesse's hometown, Ordinary. If this game's anything to go by, Ordinary in name but not by nature. To find it, we need to go for the Prime Candidate program. We learn that the Bureau has been looking to scout Jesse or Dylan as potential directors since they were children. We journey to a remake of their hometown and eventually find the dump, which is where Jesse and Dylan found the slide projector, which they used to visit other dimensions. The Bureau arrived to take Dylan and the slide projector away. Turns out this entire mission was a wild goose chase, as Dylan tells us it was actually in the Dimensional Research Department. I'm glad the Hiss took him over at this point. But before doing that, I take a detour into the DLC without realising and cleanse our 25th control point for a trophy. Upgrade a weapon to the max. I still hadn't realised I'd wandered into the DLC area, but after failing a Bureau alert, it defaults back to our main mission. The only way into the Dimensional Research Department is through the ashtray maze, but we can't get through without Artie's help. After visiting his office, we find he's gone on holiday and left a picture on the wall that's an Alan Wake reference. We follow Artie's visions to a place called Nowhere, which we can reach through the Black Rock Quarry. We pop our 1000th Hiss for the trophy, and Artie gives us his fire mixtape, which will help us through the ashtray maze, popping the trophy for finishing the mission. Artie's taste in music is amazing, but YouTube will 100% throw a fit if I leave it in. We clear the maze and end up in the Hedron chamber. Hedron is what provides Jesse and the surviving FBC members with protection from the Hiss, and the reason Jesse hears voices. We deactivate the siphons, draining Hedron's power, and it appears to die, taking Polaris and our protection from the Hiss with it. Jesse finally shows her true colours and joins Dylan in the padded cell. Even the credits are confused and melt to give us a trophy. Jesse wakes to be in the office bitch, and after a few loops of menial tasks followed by going to the director's office, Jesse manages to pop the director and find the pole cord to take us back to the motel. We free ourselves, remembering who she really is. Polaris reconnects with her. Great, the voices are back. We now have a maze to reverse and an attempt to cleanse Dylan, but it leaves him in a coma in the credits roll. Happy ending for all involved. Seriously, F this guy. This pops the final story trophy, leaving just 12 trophies and the platinum to go. We start on this list by taking out the anchor by throwing clocks until he gives up, which gives us enough ability points to pop the trophy for spending 50. I spent some time cleaning up some side missions after the 10th trophy pops. We finish our 5th board countermeasure, something I should have started sooner as I need 25 for the platinum trophy. We take on the next optional boss, Jesse, but backwards, hearsay if you will. Popping here pops a trophy for defeating her, and shortly after we complete our 15th side mission for another one. I complete the 5th Bureau alert, which is thankfully all of these we need to do, and start spamming shield bursts until I take out 10 enemies with it. Next up is Mold 1, who I just hide behind rocks and throw things at until he gives up the trophy. While on this roll we find Mr. Tomasi, who I actually found by accident while exploring, as I wanted the platinum to pop along with the boss, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. On the plus side, he gives us our 100th ability point, which after spending gives us a trophy, leaving just one, completing 25 board countermeasures. Leaving just one, completing 25 board countermeasures. I really should have done these earlier, as once defeating Tomasi, enemy spawns plummeted. Eventually, after an hour of grinding, the 25th one was completed and gave us the platinum. Overall, this was a fun platinum and has me looking forward to the sequel. I really don't expect the story to be any less confusing in the sequel though.